Tetris Blast is a GFuel flavor that I see fairly often at stores. I haven't sought out their products through their website, so my main exposure to them is what I see at grocery stores and the like. May not have seen any FaZe Clan flavors in my runs, but I've seen plenty of cans of Sonic Peach rings and this flavor. I'm very appreciative of places like Target and some party stores selling this, because otherwise, in order to get the taste of bricks in my mouth, I'd have to get some weird looks at Home Depot. I think the drink's can is okay. It makes sense to want to connect the multicolored branding of the Tetris blocks and the logo, but it kind of results in it looking less unified. I think other GFuel flavors are better at distinguishing themselves with simpler palettes. It always surprises me a little bit knowing that GFuel is clear. I always expect it to be at least in this case, I expect it to be purple or one of these colors, or maybe a kind of a dark translucent gray or something like that. More the glass tinting it, so it's pretty clear. That said, I think the drink itself more than makes up for it with a fascinating depth. Most pops, even great ones, have a fairly straightforward flavor. It stays pretty close to the same flavor from the start of the sip to the end of it. And that's perfectly fine so long as you get that one flavor down packed. That said, I find it pretty noteworthy whenever a soda is able to pull off a more drastic shift throughout its sip. Especially if it does it well. This does it remarkably well. It starts with a pleasant cherry tartness and fades into a more earthy berry flavor. The cherry sourness and a little bit of sweetness on it, followed by that earthy berry really works together. It's a little fascinating. Each flavor on their own would be a perfectly serviceable drink, but having them together certainly makes them greater than the sum of their parts. My only complaint is that the final taste lingers a little too long. While it's a good flavor, it does stay a bit too long after the sip has concluded. I wish that there was a little more cherry on the front end, because as I said, it's a little subtle and then immediately transitions into that berry flavor. I wish the berry flavor didn't last as long with its aftertaste. I haven't taken a sip in a good minute or two and it's still lingering with me. It's not bad. It's not a bad aftertaste. It just goes on a little too long. That said, it's a fairly minor mark on what's otherwise a nice drink. I'm feeling like this should solidly go in the A tier. It's honestly great.